Enjoy. I should probably pull up the lyrics for that.
I should probably know the song.
You think?
How do you guys usually get prepared for a show? Do you do a powwow? Do you put your hands in?
Blue boat.
Peter Piper picked up a pen.
Songs in the key of funny, mixing music and comedy. It's like everything you could wish for. It's like an opera singer covered in bees. It's like hearing your favorite
Oh shit, what's this on?
She's
the Milli Vanilli.
cheese. It's funny songs and funny stories. It's songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Hello, you're listening to, and some of you are watching, Songs in the Key of Funny. I'm your host, Kristin Key, and we are, thank you, audience. We're coming to you live from Fat Flappers Comedy Club in beautiful Burbank, California, where game shows go to have babies. Flappers Comedy Club, where they have comedy so often, you'll forget it's even going on. 7 nights a week, so if you haven't been here, come take in a comedy show any time. There's always comedy happening at Flappers Comedy Club.
Yes.
I'm Kristin Key. With me always my co-host with the mo-host. He's the Chewbacca on this Millennium Falcon, because he's the co-pilot of this thing.
Okay.
He does fun things with his mouth. It's Shaun Fisher, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
And we're so excited that we've made it 18 episodes, and today on episode 18, we have the fantastic, the talented, the former choir boy from Broadway. It's Kevin Yee!
Well, hello. Oh my gosh, sit down, everyone. Sit down. Standing ovation.
They're
not necessary.
So excitable. They're so excitable. They've been waiting
They
all
love
week
it.
for you. So every week on Songs in the Key of Funny, we like to honor musical comedians of today like Kevin Yee, but we can't do that without tipping our hats to musical comedians of the past that have paved the way. So we have a classic song of the week. This week, our classic song of the week is a booze hound named Barney from The Simpsons show, and it was the Simpsons episode Sherry Bobbins. This popped into my head because I noticed that you're a recovering choir boy,
Yes.
and you were in Mary Poppins.
I was.
And I
for
thought we
3
should
years.
do a funny classic song of the week that was like a Broadway hit. And then I thought, no, we're going to do a Simpsons one. From the Sherry Bobbins episode of The Simpsons, here's a booze hound named Barney with a little twist because we don't want to infringe on any
No
copyright
infringement.
issues. Yeah.
Yes, vocal fry.
Buy me a beer, $2 a glass. Come on, help me, I'm freezing my ass. Buy me a brandy, a snifter of wine. Who am I kidding? I'll drink turpentine. Jazz it up a little. Buy me a beer, $2 a glass. Come on, help me, I'm freezing my ass. Buy me a brandy, a snifter of wine. Who am I kidding? I'll drink turpentine. And that was Booze Hound Named Barney. That is this week's classic song of the week. Classic song of the week. Classic song of the week. Classic song of the week.
Bravo, you two.
Thank you.
You're
you.
incredible with your mouth.
Well, thank you.
And you with your fingers.
Thank you.
Hey, now.
Lots of experience with my fingers, and he's had lots of experience with his mouth.
Yeah.
Isn't
I love
that perfect?
context.
Speaking of,
No context at all.
I want to play you in with one of your own songs. Kevin
I would
Yee,
love
I
to
want
sing.
just start the show straight off, and if I could request my favorite of yours, could we just start the show off with a little gay love?
Yes, this is an educational song, I think, for everyone listening out there. I hope that you learn a little something from me. It goes like this. Hit it, DJ Roxy. All right, I hope everyone learned something, you guys. There's a secret I know that I'll share with you, and you'll be smarter when I do. Every other theory, you should just reject it, 'cause this little known fact I tried and perfected. You can't get pregnant making gay love. You can't get pregnant making gay love. I've tried and I've tried, oh, trust me, I've tried. You just can't get pregnant making gay love. This is the dance break. We're really working it out. For those people listening on the podcast, we are dancing so hard right now.
Oh, I'm getting so sweaty.
Now I know you want to turn and run, but try it. I bet you'll have some fun. So next time that you're about to get naked, reconsider where you penetrated. You can't get pregnant making gay love. You can't get pregnant making gay love. I've tried and I've tried, oh trust me I've tried. You just can't get pregnant making gay love. Now you guys sing.
Get pregnant, making gay love.
Sounds so beautiful.
Get pregnant, making
Yes,
gay
word.
love.
I've tried and I've tried, oh trust me I've tried. You just can't get pregnant making gay love. Even if you wear a glove, the stork can visit from above. Don't you make the same mistake. Get smart, make gay love today. And 5, 6, 7, 8. You can't get pregnant making gay love. Yeah.
Can't get pregnant, making gay love.
I've tried and I've tried, oh trust me I've tried. You just can't get pregnant making gay love. Now students, better listen up. You've got a lot to learn. You will thank me one day soon for everything you've heard. Your friends will be amazed. They'll think you were a wizard.
Oh, wow.
'Cause you'll avoid a pregnancy if you just learn to scissor. Oh, you can't get pregnant. That's right. I've tried and I've tried. Oh, trust me, I've tried. You just can't get whoa. So make it love every day and night, every moment that you can. Oh my gosh! Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Please sit. Enjoy the day. I threw my back out during that. It was fine though.
That
I wasn't
was the
warm.
dancingest, and that was the most anal song we've ever had on the show.
Yes, but no swearing.
Not one swear
No
word.
swearing.
And it's all true.
Yeah, and
That was
it's-
all true.
It's actually about gay love. People think it's about anal. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I love it. So let's talk about your songwriting process, because this show is funny songs and the songs behind them.
Ooh, but
So, which came first in that song? The tune or the lyrics?
The lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came up with the concept first, and then this was back in the days when I was just like making songs on GarageBand.
Okay.
So it was pretty easy to like put.
How do you make them
together.
now?
I was like, you mean
There's another
right
way?
now?
Logic. I've taken a step up.
Wow.
I actually know how to use it properly.
Computers.
I know. How do you write your songs with your
GarageBand.
GarageBand.
Yeah.
I mean, Logic is basically the same.
That's
You
exciting.
can just do a little bit more with it.
Does it
but-
cost monies?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll work on
Everything
that.
on it.
Yeah, put that on the list, Sean. We're going to put that
Everything.
with the looper.
The looper, some
Yeah.
Logic.
What do you produce on?
Yeah, different loops. Or if I'm doing a track, I mess with GarageBand too. Just
Yeah.
get those vocal things, and then I like being able to watch my sounds and mess with
Yeah.
it. And then I have a couple apps on my phone that allow me to do pre-recorded loops and then like synchronize them and all sort of kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's great. It was a great way to start, and actually like my Apple computer in general, because I make music videos on YouTube as well of a lot of my songs, and I learned how to edit basically with iMovie,
Yeah.
and then took a step up to Final Cut now.
Wow, okay, so you graduated in all departments.
Yeah, but it took me a long time, and I did it wrong for a very long time.
We don't use words like right and wrong on this podcast.
Well, when you're talking about technology,
Right.
like for instance, when I first got my camera, my DSLR, I don't know, do you use a DSLR camera?
I don't
for
know,
filming?
do
I'm
I?
familiar.
For filming. So it's basically like a clicky
Okay.
click. Clicky click. It's going well. Clicky click. And I didn't realize, because it has a lens, that you have to actually focus
the lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for like a year, all of my videos were very blurry, but I've taken them all down now because I now know.
it's just that
But
was
it
just,
doesn't-
it's in the style of Kevin Yee.
Yeah, just blurry, cannot see anything. The background is focused, the front is not. And so I think it's the same with like with Final Cut and stuff like that, where I don't know the shortcuts, so I
Okay.
do the long way. So it's taken me like, 10 years to get to where I am now, which is fine. But yeah, for that song I started with concepts, and I think nowadays, especially because when I started, I used to be more of a serious songwriter. I was in a boy band when I was a teenager.
The Quincy Jones
boy band.
Yeah.
Was it named the Quincy Jones Boy Band?
No, it was called Youth Asylum.
Okay,
and it was actually on Quincy Jones's label.
Okay.
So I was like, I saw how to produce serious pop songs.
Right.
Is kind of what I'm saying. And so when I first started, it was very serious pop songs, very generic, like My Love, My Broken Heart, and all that boy band bull crap. And then I wrote a song that was like a little bit sassy, and I'm like, I think that's more my voice. So I kind of pursued it that way. And so now that I only write basically comedic songs, I usually come up with a concept first. Is that what you do for your writing?
Yeah, usually there's I'll come up with a tune and then well, it depends. Sometimes there'll be a tune in my head. I'm like, I really want a song to go with this.
Right.
And then the tune will it'll make me think of something like, oh, this feels bouncy, or this feels like, this sounds like a Western. Like I have a couple that I really want to write a Western song too. Yeah.
And what would it be?
I don't know yet. That's the thing. I don't have the concept yet. I just haven't fiddled with it. But
how
usually
about
it's tune
whores?
first. Whores?
Yeah, Western whore. Going to the
Western Horse.
I walked through the saloon doors. The room was filled with Western whores. $20. Buy anything. Western whores.
That's a good deal.
Whores.
$20 for anything.
But back then,
Back
it was
then,
very expensive.
That's like $3,000.
Front and back and top and bottom.
And she'll shine your boots.
Ooh, all service.
Western Horse.
Western whore. While she drinks a sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla. And some phosphates.
And she's always a little dusty. What?
Western
It could not have been
Horse.
clean back there.
Took her bloomers off. And a tumbleweed rolled out.
That tumbleweed hasn't stopped moving. Local legend says that on a stormy night,
You can still see that old tumbleweed, that old dusty whore tumbleweed
tumbling along the desert, looking for another horse bloomer to fill.
Because it's propelled by scabies.
Western
That was so beautiful. I think you need to record that right away.
Sometimes songs just write themselves.
Yes.
So that one I
That's
would
a
say
good
the
concept.
tune led the concept.
But it is different, right? Like sometimes people are like, how do you do it? And it's sometimes the song too, the melody comes first. Especially with my more like pop music.
Definitely. I find myself being more inspired by melody, just because I think it's when you're playing around, that's the more simple thing to kind of like mess with. And then, like you're saying, I think like, what's the feel of this song? And then what like emotion is attached to that? And then what emotion do I attach things to? Like if it makes me sad, what are the things that make me sad? And then I kind of outsource it from the melody in that way.
Yeah. When you were writing serious songs, was that pre-boy band or?
It was kind of during and post. I was in a very much in a band that I had no control over anything.
Yeah.
Were you out at the time? in
I
a boy band?
wasn't. That's a big part of the story because it was a very kind of homophobic
I
environment.
was gonna say most boy bands have the one that you're like, he's probably gay,
Yeah.
but you're like
The
all the
Blue
girls are like,
Ranger of the
he's
group.
not gay, he loves me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I had so many girls that were into me, and I just wanted to be their friend.
Aw.
So please don't touch me. No, I was not out of the closet, but I knew that I was gay. I knew that I was gay very early on, but I was kind of still struggling with when I was going to come out.
Right.
But I was still effeminate in a way, and so the people taking care of our band kind of saw that, and so we had some closed door sessions where they sat me down and they were like, you are very... We don't know if you're gay, but like you're coming off gay, and we're like marketing to teenage girls, so we have to fix you. And so I did get like straight lessons, and they like styled me in a very straight.
So what's some lessons for a man
So
to not look so gay.
First of all, you wanna bleach your hair.
Bleach your hair.
Very, very blonde and spiky.
Way straight.
I can do
Yeah.
that.
And you pierce your ears.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of look like you.
I was like, I'm
The
killing
straightest
it.
thing
I
that's
look like a
ever
straight man.
happened.
Aww.
Yeah, yeah. And then one of the main things is that they said that I walk gay.
How you walk so gay?
It was just upright and proper. So they made me do a little.
It's straight.
Right.
Oh, that's what you were walking up
You were
straight.
walking
I was
straight.
walking
Straight up,
straight,
yeah.
but not heterosexual.
Ah.
So if you want to walk heterosexual, what you do is you sprain your ankle
Bring your ankle.
and you kind of limp from the side. Gotta limp from the side. Do you agree?
I mean, basically everything that you've said, I was just like, now I would associate a guy with pierced ears and blonde tips as gay. I don't think it's a straight. I don't. At least.
But the walk. I'm trying to think of what a
The
straight guy
walk is
walks
the-
like.
Kind of like this. For those watching.
I'm gonna describe it for those listening.
It's like you.
Kevin Yee is doing a grapevine.
The grapevine, yeah, that's like a
Right,
sign.
but it's the straightest grapevine I ever seen.
And all the girls want is grapevine.
That's it. Break his ankle. That'll help.
Always look. Thank you. I know I transformed in front of you all, and you
My
could
God.
not tell that I was.
I thought you were Kevin
homosexual.
Yo. For a second.
Kevin Yo.
You went from Kevin
That's
Yee
my-
to Kevin Yo.
My straight
Kevin
persona.
Bro.
Kevin Bro.
Kevin the Bro, man.
So they really had a sit-down session to.
Yeah, they pulled me into their office. This was at the
To
very
flame
beginning of it. Yeah. And they were like,
Extinguish you.
extinguish you.
yeah, it was like opposite.
That's so sad.
But I mean, the thing is, I feel like they had good intentions.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
like
in a
every
terrible
time a
way.
girl ever took me to the mall, like, we're just gonna give you a makeover. It's like, we're gonna fix you.
Right.
I'm like, but these clothes don't look right on me.
Right.
No, let's just try it on.
My intentions for hating how you look
Yeah.
are good, though.
Well, it was a different time.
That's true.
As we keep on saying this month. It was a different time.
It was a
Sexual
different time.
harassment was normal. Homophobia
It was the
normal.
thing. It was totally in.
It was the industry.
That's like the little old grandmas. That's their version of it now.
Yeah.
Like, they're just
It's
like,
what you did. Gays knew their place back then.
Exactly.
No, honestly, we
It's
did.
like you want to be successful. It was like you want to be successful. You want to have a
Yeah.
pop music career.
I see.
You cannot be gay. And back then, nobody had like come out as gay initially. Like Elton John had come out as gay by then, but he didn't have his career as a gay man.
and
from
especially
the start.
within the boy band sort of
Yeah.
universe.
There
don't
was
think there was
always,
one
yeah,
open.
there was always, what I got was like my heroes were, like Ellen and Rosie, but it was always, once you've banked your million and you've got an Emmy and your show is doing great, totally come out. That was the rule.
Which is
But not
so
before.
sad to say because, yeah, but that's exactly when I look at that, it's like there was no person that was gay that came out as a gay, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
Aw.
and back then I had no examples. So I was
Right.
like, Elton John, is gay, but he had his career first. So if I just keep it in for a
Right.
decade,
Yeah.
20 years, 30 years,
Same thing, yeah.
then I can have that career and be successful, and then I can come out. But who cares? I'll be a millionaire. by
Right.
then. So
Lance Bassett.
Lance Bass, well,
Yeah.
he's on Sirius FM now. XM, Sirius XM. So his career is magical. But he probably has the... Oh, no. Oh, wait. Wrong band? Justin Timberlake probably
He
has
was
the
in
biggest career.
sync, yeah. And
Yeah.
who was Lance Bass? Was he
Lance
Backstreet
Bass was
Boys?
also in
In
sync.
sync.
Oh, were they both?
Yeah.
Who was in the Backstreet Boys?
They're still touring.
Brian.
So they're still
I
there.
would go see them.
Brian and
Kevin. There was a Kevin.
and Howie.
So they are
Super
still
fan here.
Backstreet Boys
Right.
because
I'm trying to
they
pause
only
'cause I'm
exist
like-
as the Backstreet Boys. None of them broke out.
I think they tried.
There was no Justin
Nick
Timberlake.
Carter.
Oh.
Nick Carter tried.
True.
And his brother, who is...
Didn't Nick Carter?
Aaron Carter.
Didn't he have some
Yeah,
drug
he's
problems?
A little... Yeah, he just
That was Aaron
went-
Carter.
Aaron Carter. I think Nick Carter, too.
Probably.
It's not a great life. People are treated terribly. The music industry is terrible. I could go on for hours about the industry. But everything they did was legal, and everything they did was like supposedly like for my own good. But it changes me. It changed me because for many years I was like, I'll never have a music career, and I loved writing songs and I loved being in a band, and I wanted to be a pop star when I grew up. But then after that experience, I was like, take it off the table. Can't ever happen.
Yeah.
So do you still have an element of pop genre in the songs that you write today?
Oh yeah. Well, this is kind of my way of doing pop music.
Cool. Yeah, because that
which
felt
is
very
like, oh look, we have a
AJ
whole-
McLean,
yeah.
Brian Luttrell, Howie D, no last name, Nick Carter, and Kevin Richardson.
Ooh, all gay. Well, we'll
All
have
the
to fact
Backstreet
check that. Yeah.
That's how rumors
so-
start.
So you write your own music, you record your own music, and you edit your own music. What instruments do you play?
Live?
No, with
Oh.
your when you're recording.
I mean, I don't. I sometimes hire a guitarist. I played guitar when I first started writing, and then there's something about what I do now. I like to dance, even though I was sitting on the stool. But my whole thing is kind of a huge musical theater type of performance.
Nice.
So I wanted to perform to a track.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my tracks, like I said, I make them just with chording, simple chording, and then if I want it to be more complicated, I'll hire a pianist or a guitarist. But as you guys know, like recording is so expensive,
Yeah.
and so that's why I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not gonna spend. I think my first solo album, I spent like $1,000 a song or something like that,
Jeez, Louise.
and it wasn't even great. And I didn't have
Right.
control over it. And it wasn't the sound that I wanted, but he just gave it to me, and that's
Yeah.
that's what you pay for. And so I was like, I can do this myself. And over time, like I've had students help me, and I've just given them like a little bit of money. But I've like finished it. I've basically given them a finished product, and then we
Right.
go like
Yeah.
add something to make it not sound like I did this all on GarageBand, which I did. And then there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But then now I do it all myself because I've also been screwed over by some producers as well.
Yeah, I think
So-
the more self-control you have at each aspect of the song creating process is great because, like
yeah.
you're saying, you don't have to compromise your voice or your direction or anything like that. So that's huge.
Yeah.
Props to you.
But it's interesting because for trying out stuff like on stages, it's very hard because I have to finish the product completely. So I
Right.
produce the entire song.
Yeah.
I do the lyrics, then I have to rehearse it, memorize it, get it on the stage, and then be like, oop, didn't work. Scrap that. I mean, sometimes it's fixable, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just conceptually more of a YouTube video.
Right.
And it's not something that like grows and that's good for an audience.
It's still
so-
worth writing and still worth working on.
Yeah. I mean, I've written hundreds of songs at this point.
Yeah.
So
So when you find yourself in the situation where it's not working, obviously at that point there's almost too much invested in the production side of it. So I assume at that point it's more lyrical tweaking, or do you go back and like actually like reproduce sections of the song?
honestly, I throw it out.
I delete it.
I delete it.
It's gone forever.
gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's just like I have an idea conceptually and I bring it to the stage and it just conceptually doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know. Do you ever have that with your music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And then how do
All
you
the
fix
time.
it? Do you tweak it or do you eventually just throw it away? Or
It depends. If like we were saying, if we really enjoy the melody of this thing, and I feel like the issue was in the words that I chose or the presentation of those words, that's kind of where I go first. Because I was like, was I clear with my point of view up to this point, or was I just muddling words because I liked how it rhymed? And that threw off the focus of what I was saying, and did that affect it? So it's more, I like tweaking the words first, and then, yeah, if it's just like, there's nothing I could do with this, then I
Yeah.
agree with you.
I've sat down with, I'll use the notes section on my computer and write out lyrics, and I'll just like, this is what and then I'll get through and try to play. I'm like, yeah, I spent 4 hours on that, and that's just not a
Yep.
song that's ever it's not good.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
but you're better for the hours.
Right.
10,000 hours, they say.
They say,
But it's been about 20,000, 500,000 at this point. We're still going strong.
how about everybody open up that little purple thing there?
My goodness.
Everybody
Everybody reach
I will
inside
preface-
the musical instrument box.
I am
Grab yourself an instrument. We're gonna play a game.
children's toys. Don't worry about it.
I love the rainbow right away. The rainbow attracted me. I would like to say, which I'm sure a lot of people say, that I'm not a musical improver per se.
We get that a lot on this show.
Magical. Oh, I have two.
You're actually about to play it with another instrument. There's like a
Listen,
broken
I can
bell.
do it all. Oh, it's louder that way.
Ooh.
And Sean,
What
will you
is
hand me something
this?
I can play with my mouth?
Sure.
Well, it's one of those shows.
Kazoozles?
All right, let's do the kazoozle today.
Do you ever play at gay bars?
Lately, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which bars? Like
It's-
Akbar? And
Oh, I did. Not in this town.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been out on the road, but it's like I just came out 2 years ago.
Oh,
on stage.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the family.
I know.
So new.
I know. It looks like I've been out since birth. Thank you very much,
Yes,
audience.
applause for that.
I know.
What was I watching? Oh, I was watching Fresh Off the Boat. Do you watch that
Yeah,
show?
I've seen like most of season 1.
There's a spoiler. There's a lesbian that comes out, and I bawled my eyes out.
Oh, it's such
I
a.
love when people come out of the closet.
I think we've got something to sing about after we play this game. This game's called Musical Instrument Mystery Box. All right, Sean, why'd you choose that instrument? Sean, why'd you choose that instrument? And can you play that instrument? Can you play it now?
Well, I think that this here instrument is quite a pain, yo. I chose it because it had the colors of a rainbow. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it and it fills me so with glee. And this way I color coordinate with instruments held by ye.
Wow.
Good job.
That
Why'd you
rhymed.
choose that instrument, Kevin? Why'd you choose that instrument? Can you play the instrument? Can you play it now?
I am playing the instrument, and I also got it because it was a rainbow, and it's really magical, but I don't know which key it is, so I am just randomly playing colors, playing lots of colors.
Yeah.
Sounded amazing. Okay. Why'd you choose that instrument, me? Why'd you choose
that instrument?
Can you play that instrument, Kristen? Can you play it now?
While explaining why.
Where'd that duck come from? I cannot hear what you're saying. What you say? What you say? What you say? What you say?
What you say? What you say? No one knows what the hell you were saying.
Because I had a kazoozle in my mouth.
Kazoozle.
I'm still not quite. What are you playing? Is that a C?
It's a
You're
C.
playing a C.
Yeah,
okay,
C.
I see a C. There we go. It's lettered for those watching at home.
So while we're already playing these instruments, I don't know where Sean put his. I think that leads us to a really good topic of coming out.
Yeah.
Well, let's sing a song about coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my dad disowned me.
Okay. We got the first line. My dad is so mean.
I love that it's
A
so
lot of
happy
people can
too.
share that
My
story.
dad disowned me. No, he actually didn't disown me because I was gay. He disowned me beforehand because he just didn't like me.
Oh,
Because he
okay.
hated pop
He just-
music.
he hated the boy band.
Walk straighter.
Walk straight or bleach your hair more.
More earring
So you were-
piercings.
Oh, sorry. So we're getting. Let's play. So you were disowned before you came out?
I was disowned because my dad just didn't like me at all. He didn't like me, but my mom always knew because I think that she wanted a girl.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, she was very
Close.
encouraging of my homosexuality from a very young age, which made my dad hate me even more.
Were they married and like one was disowning you and the other one was like, you're fine? She's like, it's a really
Yeah.
confusing household to grow up in.
Well, luckily they got divorced.
Oh, that's good.
Ding, 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 ding.
They got divorced.
Divorce.
We didn't have to live.
Oh, here's a question. When was the moment that you knew that you were gay?
Oh, boy, that's a
To be determined for me. I'll
Oh,
help you
Shaun.
vamp.
It
Well,
might be today.
You
It could
might
be.
fight. What?
You got to be open
With
to
all
it
this
because you
gayness.
never know.
Yeah.
See.
If you don't want children, you can't get pregnant. So there you go.
I love that choreography.
Kinda
too.
always wondered why I had really intense feelings for all my best friends that I had growing up. But I think the time I knew that I was super gay burgers was that time at Chuck E. Cheese when I finally kissed that girl.
Was there tongue? Was there tongue? Was there tongue? Was there tongue?
Oh yes, there was tongue. There was totally.
That's young. Or tongue.
Oh, I
That's
worked.
young
At,
for
I
tongue.
worked at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, okay. That got really awkward.
Really
a
should
little
have
bit.
mentioned. I worked at
Did
Chuck
she
E.
also
Cheese.
work
She
at Chuck E.
also
Cheese?
worked
Oh,
at Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
We were both getting ready to be Chuck E. Cheese. I was getting ready to be Chucky. We were changing in the Chucky room, and we'd been kind of flirting
So
for a
little
while.
furries.
And
We're
then we
little
started chucking.
Were
Were you in a position of authority?
furries. Oh, good question.
You were shift lead
Let's
at the
just
Chuck E.
say,
Cheese.
if she hadn't kissed me, she might not have gotten to work at Chuck E. Cheese. No, that's not true at all.
That's how the industry works.
She was
It was a
at-
different time at Chuck E. Cheese back then. It was a different time.
No, we were both in our teens. It was totally what we were doing was totally acceptable. What other people were doing with the management, inappropriate.
Disgusting.
And the animatronic puppets.
Oh, the things that happen on it. Do not take a black light into Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh no. Unless
Into
you're
the
looking for a hand stamp, in which case
Yeah,
that
I
was
think that's
sort
why
of
they
out.
stopped using hand stamps at our Chuck E. Cheese.
Because it was just like
It was
the
just
ball pit. Just
everything was happening
why is
there.
it so sticky in here? This is G-rated, right?
You take a ball and it's got like 4 more connected to it.
Oh, do you know how they clean those balls, by the way?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, because
Steam them?
Nope.
Do they just not clean them?
They do.
like a vacuum?
Nope. Give you one more guess.
The dishwasher.
That's a really good
dishwasher.
guess. They actually take them in these big
Spit.
nets. Big nets full of the balls. They put them in the back of a pickup truck and run them through a car wash.
How do they not fly out of the net? They just like pack in the net. And
Yeah,
close
the
it up.
net's got the small holes. The balls are a little bigger than the net, and so they take them and they wash them like once a month. The rest of the time, they're just soaked in kid urine.
Soaked in kid urine.
Different kind of wash.
Well,
It's different
Chucky-
when they're yours, I guess.
Chuck E. Cheese is gonna block you on Twitter, I'm pretty sure.
Aw, but I follow them so closely.
I want to know when all the deals happen.
I'm still available for coverage. If you guys need any shift leads.
What about you,
Hey,
Shaun?
don't hide behind the rainbow, guy.
When did you know you were straight? Did you ever
When did
have
I
that
know I
moment?
was straight? Oh, Pink Ranger, Kimberly, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Just love. Just like, and I also would get in trouble when I was younger for like having girlfriends in kindergarten or like wanting to like hold hands and kiss girls on the cheek and like in like, the playground area. So it was just, yeah, it was just always known. And then I went to like performing arts schools where I was like much more inundated with people of like all different sort of sexual experience. And that was like right when I was like 12, 13. So there's definitely a couple years where I'm like, have I just not considered if I'm gay?
Yeah.
And so, but then I considered it and then I wasn't. And I was still straight. So then
It's
I
gotta be
continue to
hard.
know.
That's gotta be hard because people are always like, especially to straight boys, they're like, oh, you're a little gay. Because
Yeah.
everyone
Oh,
wants
yeah.
that
Especially
fantasy.
in theater and performance.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, you've just never tried it.
Well, and people, yeah, because you're involved in that community, there's also like sort of the assumption / expectation that guys that are like, oh, you do a lot of theater,
Yeah.
or like, oh, you watch this show, or like whatever it is. And I always ended up being like the guy who fit into that category of like, we can make fun of you for potentially being gay. And I was like, didn't bother me, but I was like, no.
Have you ever done anything with a guy?
No.
What a great question. Doop, 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 doop. You ever touched a wiener? No, sorry.
With a waiter.
Straight boys. Straight boys. Have you touched a wiener, straight
What?
boys?
My dad disowned. No.
I've met a lot of like open-minded straight men who identify as straight,
Yeah.
but sleep with guys. I don't. Oh, I said this podcast.
This podcast
okay
is totally okay to listen to at work. We'll
I know.
ixnay
The
on
problem
the
with me
either
is I
way.
always get
We'll
dirty.
It was me. It was me
trying to
because
keep-
I
felt
asked
like
him
nothing
about
was
it.
said so far.
No,
That's
it's
too
because
bad.
I brought up wieners.
Oh,
No
okay.
more
wiener
wiener
talk.
talk. No more
wieners,
wiener
no
talk.
more
Wieners.
wieners.
I have a question for Kevin, our beloved guest today. So, same thing for you. Have you ever dated women?
Never.
Never.
Not-
Gold? Is that a gold star?
Very
Homosexual
much. Very,
man?
very homosexual from the very young age.
Cold stuff.
Well, they call them gold star lesbians that have
Okay.
never been with a man. I don't know what the term is.
Yeah.
That
for.
sounds like
I don't know.
wounded in battle. Like
Well, yeah.
Purple Heart lesbians,
Say-
Gold Star.
I don't want to offend our one lesbian listener.
I know.
Your wife?
And you in the car. So there's two. There's two of you.
Don't want to offend my wife. No, not
No,
during the podcast.
I've kissed girls actually when I was in the band, we had these debaucherous nights, and I tried to join.
the
in.
boy band, not the
boy
marching band.
The- Not the marching
So I was
band.
going to say some of the
that
weirdest
Things
things
get
I've ever done
crazy.
were in the marching band.
Oh, like.
Oh, I was gonna let's get back to your boyfriend. It's not safe for work, but let's just say it happened on a band bus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With
remember
an
why
instrument?
remember why I'm so good at the guitar? Yeah, we'll just give clues.
Wait, but you said you were just recently out.
Yeah, so I came out in high school, and it did not go well. So
Right,
I,
because you're from Amarillo, Texas.
and my dad's a minister, so I just took it back.
Oh.
Never
But he
mind.
believed. Like, you
What?
took it back and he believed that.
Everybody, like the congregation did.
They were
Yeah.
just like, well, did you go to a straight camp?
I did not go to a straight camp, but I did ask for prayers
Oh, and they
to
were.
work on it, and then basically I just didn't talk about
And
it.
they announced that at the end of
Yeah,
the
Like-
I was gonna say meeting. I don't know what the official.
it's a
Yeah.
service.
Service,
church
yeah.
service, yeah. So and then
And
I
let's
just
pray
didn't talk
for
about it for
Christians'
15
homophobia.
years, even though I met my wife and got married and still didn't
Oh.
talk about it
So you were still out to yourself, and you
Personally,
never.
yeah.
Have you ever dated a guy before?
for 3 or 4 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did the whole shebang.
Did you have the?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're a bronze star lesbian.
Yeah. Give me your gold star.
I have no medals.
You're an aluminum foil lesbian.
I don't deserve the cap.
you? My gosh, you were close to marriage. Did you get engaged?
No, never. I couldn't even get a guy to date me long term because they thought I was gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting when other people know more than you? That's what I
Yeah.
feel like my mom always knew,
Yeah.
that I was gay. But I knew that I was gay too. But I was like, hide it for 10 years.
We can try real hard. Yeah.
But what a miserable life. I think that's what I kept on thinking. I was like, if I just hold it for 10 years, I'll never fall in love. And I'll be single forever. And so I came out of the closet, and I've never fallen in love, and I've been single this whole time. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, what's the longest
Doesn't matter.
relationship you've had?
Oh, very short. 4 months?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and my last relationship was 5 years ago.
Wow, it's been a while.
It's
And
been a
you're
while.
so handsome.
You're sweet.
no, but you
Thank
really are. Not
you.
just because you're single and sad. Not just because you're single and sad.
That's a legitimate
Good
compliment,
looking.
separate
Yeah.
from that information.
You're super handsome. Yeah.
No, do I have a coming out song? I do have a Mother's Day song. I don't have it queued up, but there's a Mother's Day song thanking my mother from the perspective of me, her gay son.
I want to hear that.
I don't have it here.
Oh,
Is it
God.
But just so
Poppy?
you know, it is Poppy, and it is on YouTube, and I do it with the Gay Men's Choir. And so,
I
if
love
you
the
know,
Gay Men's
I know,
Choir.
Isn't that great? So it's like a
Oh.
volunteer situation, the Gay Men's Choir.
Oh.
You know, so they go do you want to perform with Gaga? And 100 of them are like, yes. And then so they said, do you want to perform with Kevin Yee? And
So if you just ask them, they'll show up sometimes.
But the thing is, only 4 showed up for my shoot.
Oh, instead of the
Still,
100.
Instead
I'll
of
take
100.
4 Gay Men's Choir over none Gay
Yeah,
Men's
I'll
Choir.
connect you. They might not show up.
That means
but-
you're 4% Gaga, though.
I mean, it was one of them was actually my friend, so I can't really.
Still
and then
counts.
he
Still
forced
counts.
people to come, and then I think one of them wasn't even in the Gay Men's Choir. But I completed
By
the
the
video.
end of the story, there'll be none Gay Men's Choir in the
Yeah.
story.
So basically,
Quit
it's
telling
me.
it.
I joined the Gay
3
Men's
straight
Choir.
dudes
It's
came
getting
over to my
worse.
house and harmonized.
It was me and a looper and this gay dude named Greg.
Standing in a room full of mirrors.
Yeah, it's very sad.
What other songs did you bring? I'd like to.
I brought a love song.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a little love
Our
song?
theme today has turned into gay love, so
Yes.
just love
Oh,
is
that's
definitely
true.
part of it.
It's actually another love song, but well, here's the thing: is like when you like I love really deeply and intensely. That's probably why I'm single, is because it's very intense. So when I meet people, you know, it's like I'm there. I'm in love. So my love is just basically better than most people. So when I hear songs on the radio, like, you know, like Taylor Swift, like love songs, I'm like, that's tepid. Like my love is deeper. So, but we, as songwriters and creators, we can be the change that we want to see in the world. If there's an absence, we have to create
Fill that absence.
We have to fill the absence. So that's what the song is about. It's a love song about the type of love that I'm ready to give and to receive.
Cool.
And it goes like this. Hit it, DJ Roxy. I'm just gonna take a drink. Oh, it's track number 1. When you're sad and you don't know what to do, you need strength to make it through, and someone to come and find you. Don't be afraid to call my name. There's no judgment, there's no blame, 'cause you and I were both the same. Yeah. There may be twisted paths ahead of us, but we'll make it through, just the two of us. Oh, yeah. So let me lick your tears away. I'll lick them right off your face. When you need a friend, my tongue will be there till the end. And I wanna taste your salty tears. I'll lick away all your fears. My supple tongue is moist and hungry. So when you need me, let me lick your tears away. Let me lick your tears away. Whoa, 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 yeah. And I'll be there when you don't know how to feel, or there's an envelope to seal, or a very tasty meal. And when there's a battle you can't win, you feel like all you do is sin, just let me stick it in. Can I say that?
Yep.
Okay.
Just
Whoa! So let me lick your tears away. Woo! I'll lick them right off your face. When you need a friend, my tongue will be there till the end. And I wanna taste your salty tears. I'll lick away all your fears. My supple tongue is moist and hungry. So when you need me, let me lick your tears away. There may be mountains to climb, there may be tears that you cry, but I will be there for you. Yes, I will leak it on you, 'cause my saliva tastes like a diver. Woo! Whoa, 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 yeah. So let me lick your tears away. I'll lick them right off your face. When you need a friend, my tongue will be there till the end. And I wanna taste your salty tears. I'll lick away all your fears. My supple tongue is moist and hungry. So when you need me, let me lick your tears away. Whoa, whoa, I'm gonna gleek on you. Woo! So let me licky, licky, licky long time. Let me licky long time. Lick, licky, yum, yum. Let me gleek it on you. Oh, 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 yeah. When you're asleep and you don't know what's happening, I I'll be dripping on your face at night. Is that the rain? No, it's not, it's my saliva. On your face, you better get your umbrella. Yeah. I'll be dripping in your eyes and dripping in your nose, dripping in your ears and dripping in your mouth, dripping in your mouth, dripping in your mouth. So thank you.
Oh my God.
That was a song called Tears. Thank you, everyone. You guys are so sweet. To stand. Sit down.
So talk to me about the writing process of
okay.
that one.
Well, like I said, a lot of my stuff, because I was a pop writer, I just think pop music is so ridiculous.
Did the hook come to you first on that one, or
good question.
or did you just visualize wanting to lick tears off a man's face?
I think this one was conceptual. Okay. I wrote it a long time ago, but it was the idea that, like, if you take a step further in a love song, that's where you end up, licking people's faces. I love him so much. I just want to eat his face.
Yeah.
You know.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was so good.
What was the first song, and was it so shocking? What was the first song?
Roxy wants to know. Sometimes she sends us little subtle hints. What was the first, like, I guess, comedy song? What was the first comedy song you
my
wrote?
first song that I ever wrote?
And,
no, not shocking at all. It was because I was writing pop music, and my friend got really annoyed at me and was like, "This is like, it's so boring. It's all about like broken hearts. You've never had your heart broken, right?" And then, so he was like, "I dare you to write a song about a piece of fruit." And I did. And it's called Orange. Orange.
What is it with people? Okay, this has been a reoccurring theme on our show with songwriters picking an orange or orange as a topic in their songs when it is the hardest word to rhyme.
Well, and that's what the song's about,
Okay.
honestly.
Oh, great, okay.
But for some reason, people really like it. It's kind of one of those that I feel like I want to retire, but people always end up liking it. So I'm like, okay, it's just weird, I think. And like, and so when I initially wrote it, it wasn't just about comedy. It was just about writing a weird song.
It was a challenge accepted,
It was
right?
a challenge accepted, and then but like I said, then I was like, yeah, I think this is more my voice because like I feel honest about like being sarcastic. You know.
So you found your truth in sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my whole performance. Like when you really think about like that pop song is like me making fun of all those power ballads that are just so cheesy that I love. I love Celine Dion. I'm not saying like I grew up on Celine Dion. She's my
and you can tell that you have a love for it, and I think because you know it as well as you do, you're able to get those nuanced kind of like approaches to it that even somebody who is not a fan of it is like, that sounds really good for that, but someone who is a fan is like, oh, those riffs that he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so hysterical.
Can you sing Orange?
Yeah. With you?
Do you need
No.
accompaniment?
Would percsion help?
I don't know how it goes, so it's hard to play with you.
We can do like a little mellow one like that. Orange. Oh,
Just doing 12-bar blues, yeah.
I wrote trying to find it, but I will. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. It goes like this. I wrote this song about you. I don't know why I did it. You don't deserve a song anyways. Boom, 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 boom. And in return, I want you to take a plane to China, then buy a boat and sail far away, 'cause you're an orange. But nothing rhymes with orange, so I'll just sing orange, orange, and then repeat it. Orange, 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 orange. And nothing rhymes with orange. This is the song. I told you it was weird. Nothing rhymes with orange. And so we just repeat orange, 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 orange. Well, that is one of the jokes. Because one thing that does kind of rhyme with orange is porn.
Orange.
Orange. rhymes with orange, except orange, and maybe sometimes people say door hinge and they think they're really smart, but it doesn't. It's not correct. So you college students, stop coming at me with that. It's not real.
That's like one Eminem interview where he's like, door hinge. And people are like, you're an idiot now because I saw that clip.
It's not a perfect rhyme.
That's true.
Do you guys follow like perfect rhymes and stuff?
Nope.
Me neither.
Nope.
I did this like musical theater thing. So I wrote this musical at one point, and it was like I put it into a very serious musical theater like thing called ASCAP New Musical Theater Workshop. And it was like you would submit your musical, and then if you get picked, you present it to like Stephen Schwartz was there, and who wrote Wicked, and the two that wrote The Christmas Story. Oh, that just won for Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, yeah.
Pasek and Paul. And so I presented my silly comedic musical about Asian people playing basketball, and one of the feedbacks or one of the things that they said was like perfect rhymes. You have to have perfect rhymes. They don't like it when it's not perfect rhymes.
Ugh.
But as a pop writer, we don't really do that.
Yeah.
And who cares?
We like cadences and phonetics.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this thing for last 6 episodes or so where we learn a little bit something about the hip hop world. Because Shaun is so good with his mouth, we have a segment
What
now.
an interesting segue.
And we can't have a segment without a bumper. Learning stuff about hip hop, teach us something, Shaun. Learning stuff about hip hop, teach us something, Shaun.
Hey.
Yes, you got it.
Thank you.
Oh, well.
It's my Britney. It's just,
Yeah.
So guys, welcome to the Hip Hop Corner. I'm going to reflavor a little bit today, and I'm going to make it more pop-centric. So, the sound that I always associate when I'm doing pop songs is that it's sort of like a guttural bass sound, right? So, if you can't really hear it here, but if you hear it...
Sorry, let me place my throat on the microphone.
Yeah, you actually have to, because this is where the sound is being made.
Is it like a swallow a little bit?
Watching Kevin do it reminds me of this movie I saw last week.
Oh, was it a
Western horn.
Western Orange.
Western orange.
Oh my gosh,
Everything's
we wrote
just
a song.
folding into
The
itself.
three of us, we need to present this song on this stage.
Western horn.
Western Orange.
So the way that this sound works is it's a glottal stop.
The glottal stop.
Yeah.
The old glottal.
The old
stop.
glottal. Never used enough in the the music making world industry. Yes. So that sounds right.
Jesus, I can't do it.
Kind of hurts.
So I also just gotta practice. You just gotta practice. So if you go like, if I think of the word like just like or
It's a great word.
and then I think of making it more like guttural, like
Oh, like
yes,
like you're
yes.
chugging root beer.
Any liquid really.
It's kind of like affecting my gag reflex.
Please don't puke. If at any moment you find yourself beatboxing and needing to puke, switch to.
Do you have a sensitive gag reflex?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, right? So as I said,
So, in the event your reflex is not prepared, you could also do booms and dooms, right? We talked about booms and dooms before, but this idea of basic melody on a beatboxing track, you can do booms or you can do dooms, and you can get a lot of like that sort of piano fill in, right? So if I can go like boom, 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 or doom, 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 doom.
Not good with my booms yet.
So yeah, so we all look like those whack-a-mole things, like we're popping like. So what we'll do is I'm going to do like a poppy sort of beat, what I think is a poppy kind of beat, and then we'll get a suggestion from the audience. We just got one about rainbows.
This one's about
This
rainbows.
song's about rainbows. Okay, so I'll start with some ooms and some doo-doo-doos, and then you can match it with your guitars, and then we'll just treat it like an improv song.
Okay.
So, poppy, and that makes me feel like
Somewhere over the rainbow, you'll find lots of happy people doing Broadway musicals. They're all dressed nice, most of them have vests, and they all look very cute-sicles. They have the same haircuts, they wear the same size of jeans, 'cause lesbians and gay guys look the same in everything.
So let's change our outfits, and we can switch them right out.
Yeah.
And nobody will notice.
Nobody would notice
And that's what this is about. I rhymed.
what this is about.
Yeah, it's a rainbow.
Rainbow.
A rainbow connection.
It's a rainbow connection.
'Cause all us gays and queers and lesbians, we just want some attention.
Just one some attention.
Speaking of which, now it's time for the dance break. Go.
Lesbian haircut. Lesbian haircuts.
We got lesbian haircuts.
Bow ties and vests is what you find over the rainbow.
How many colors are in a rainbow? How many colors are in a rainbow? If there are 7, then can you slide it up to heaven? And that also rhymes with my name.
Kevin.
Yeah, yeah. What else rhymes with Kevin?
Orange.
Oh, nothing rhymes with orange.
It's a slant rhyme. It's not a perfect rhyme. It's just
Yeah,
orange.
it's like a slight rhyme.
Kevin Orange.
It's more appropriate for pop music.
Definitely.
Everything is all about Kevin. His favorite color is orange. That doesn't work, or it does it. Leave and 11 and 7-11.
11 bread.
7-11.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
7 Brevin.
7 brethren.
Michael Kevin.
Michael Ooh.
Kevin.
Tevin. We're just saying things that
I'm just
sound.
saying things that
Yevin,
rhyme because I don't
Seven.
actually have the skills to do
Really concerned
music
with
or
rhyming today.
improv. I'm just trying to, that was my goal. Because I cannot rhyme. So I'm gonna sigh. And now I'll say goodbye. It's so
Ah,
possible.
guys, you
You
gotta
just put
fight
your
through
mind-
it.
Yeah, put your mind to it. Your dreams can come true. Our dreams can all come true.
Dreams are coming true all
People
over the
listening,
place.
dreams can come true.
Before we let you go, what do you have to plug? What do you?
Oh.
We need your website. We need your Twitter. We need
Yes.
your Facebook. We need to know where everybody can find you.
Yes.
And what they can do with you.
Address.
Yes, my address is North Hollywood, California. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat I don't really use, but I have it. It's kevinyee.com. You have to spell the D-O-T-S-O-M. C-O-M.
KevinYee.com.
Yeah, no, it seemed really cool back in the day,
.com.
but now I have to say it to people. and it's
.com
not
as
cool.
in D-O-T-C-O.
Yeah, you have to spell Kevin Yee, Y-E-E-D-O-T-C-O-M, and then, you know what? You can see me here at
Oh.
Flappers.
November.
We just figured it out.
30th. He'll be here.
Nice.
November 30th. You can see Kevin Yee playing at Flappers Comedy Club.
And I don't know what time, but I'll be here at some point.
I'm sure you can find
Just
it.
get here early. And
I'll get
8
here
p.m.?
early. I mean, there's so much to do in Burbank, so
Oh my God!
I could
But
just
the only thing
shop.
that people like really do is come to the comedy club.
that's a good point.
That's true.
There are
And
people here
that-
48 hours a day. There are
Guys,
people here.
Guys, you keep standing up throughout the set, and
Yeah.
now it's becoming
Literally
a
every time I'm in this
distraction.
building, there's comedy
Inappropriate.
going on.
That's true.
Yeah,
Even at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
every time I'm here.
Why, yes. 2 o'clock
Yeah,
in the afternoon
yeah.
is when this.
That's right.
So you
joyful
come
thing-
straight here, you get a meal at the bar, then you come in here, you have a dessert, The cookies are delicious.
Oh, the
they're so
cookies are
good.
so
You have-
good.
Can you get milk here?
Yes, you can get milk here.
Dunk the
Of course
cookies in
you
the
can
milk.
get milk here.
I do a ginger beer because I don't actually drink. I'm very allergic to alcohol.
Ginger
I don't
beer is
drink
great
either.
here
Ginger
too.
beer.
So much in common.
I
We could
know.
trade clothes and not drink
I
together
know,
all
nobody
day.
nobody would even notice.
Spend
We
a
just do
full
each other
day
back.
not drinking and drinking.
I like to lick people's faces. You like to
Perfect.
lick people's faces.
I do.
Are you allergic to cats?
I'm allergic to cats,
Oh,
but
okay.
not to dogs.
Not meant to
almost,
be.
almost a perfect.
Guys, if you want to keep tuning in and subscribe to us on iTunes, and please leave a review about the podcast. And if you do, we'll write a song about you. But keep tuning in. Find us on Twitter, Facebook. It's Shaun Fisher. I'm Kristin Key, and thank you for listening to
Songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Wow, that was perfect timing.
Crush it.
You were like, here we go. Here's the end. I rehearsed this.